coming to the stage, we have Mr. David Darrell of Warwick Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is not the same any longer. Many things have changed, some for the better, some for the worse. In this current state, the global economy is ever-changing, and its total unpredictability has led to massive cuts in education and the boundaries and qualifications that are required to attain a career to be altered. In the past 3 years, 70% of students 1 year after graduating have been able to find a job in the studied field. It's cringing to think that almost 20 years ago, this is not the case. Over 87% of students were able to find a working job within the first year after graduating, and almost 17% drop as it is now. There are many reasons and ideas that are thought to why this has occurred, but this brings up a bigger question. Is the added years of education in college needed, or is it optional? In my opinion, I think depending on what career you take and what job you would like to do in the future, it all depends on you. If you want to go to college and if you want to enjoy the added years of education. The 2006 recession, the 2007 financial crisis. There are many factors that can be attributed to the reason why most people nowadays want to hold on to the money. Due to the decreased GDP per capita across most of the world, people now have less money than they did. This has created a mindset that people, and especially companies, cannot afford to waste money. This in turn has made it very difficult for companies to hire more employees because they believe that with more employees, more pay would be needed to assist them, therefore adding to the output of company money, some that cannot be afforded. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem we have today. Too many of our young people are being overlooked because of this. The real question is, does education still hold the same value as it did, or does it make more sense to immediately dive into work right after high school? However, it has been proven on more than one occasion that higher education can prove to have value. For example, for a job that requires a specific list of skills and qualifications, additional education in college is very useful, as well as having logged several hours of experience commonly found in jobs like surgeons or lawyers. Further education in college is always useful as it prepares students for anything and everything that they may encounter in their career. And for some, it means having the reassurance to know that they are prepared for anything that you might do in that job. Although attending college and attaining careers are very important, the real problem is trying to find a job after finishing. Now, additional years of education are often valued higher than people that do not have high education, but some people have been able to break the trend and make success without having college education. Did you know Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of the almost 1.3 billion user interface, Facebook, Bill Gates, the mind behind Microsoft, one of the world's biggest producers of computer technology, and Steve Jobs, the genius behind Apple, all did not finish their college courses? This shows that it has become harder to find jobs, and creation and innovation must fill in. College education is also very important as it allows students to focus their efforts to find a career and an outlook into a career path. Some even say that the cost to finish college outweighs the choice to start. 20 years ago, college was on average 3 to 4 times less to finish as it is now, states the US News. And over 36% of college students did not demonstrate any significant improvement in learning when they finished. So again, I ask, is college education needed? In closing, to answer this question, I believe college education is only needed depending on the career path you have set out for yourself. If a job requires that a student complete college course on it, I would suggest you to do it. However, if you find a career path that does not require additional years, I would suggest to dive right into the workforce and get as much experience as you can. This is true for everything you want to do, but if there's one thing I could advise to the students of the audience to take away from my speech, it would be this: create your own paths, consolidate those paths, and climb the labor ladder as you rise to the top and reach your goals. The sky, ladies and gentlemen, is the limit. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, David Darrell, representing Warwick Academy. Coming to us at this time is Dylan Wilson, representing the Cedar Bridge Academy.
Good evening. Would you rather be underpaid or overrated? The easy answer to this is overrated. But after you are rich and have to go to bed with your own mind, unhappy, even miserable, because the two of you know you are a fraud, there is no doubt you will soon desire a time machine to fly back to the genie and tell him, I changed my mind. I prefer to be underpaid. The mind is vast and hungry. The mind wants more than money. The mind wants growth and change. The mind wants to be able to fold in on itself to make room for more of it. Attaining a higher degree is a process. This process, even more so than the paper, proves to be the most important. Even though many graduates return home with a college degree and do not find immediate employment, higher education is and will always remain invaluable. If college teaches you anything, it teaches you independence. You're required to wake up early occasionally without the teacher breathing down your neck, feeling your parents' wrath, or being scolded while being told to do an assignment. The expectation is that you are required to meet deadlines or risk failure. This instills in you the drive to be self-disciplined and forces independence. Independence breeds initiative, and initiative can only bring growth. Showing initiative is only one manifestation of the sharpening of critical thinking skills and takes place throughout the college years. This moment, you feel empowered. You begin to think strategically. You're preparing yourself for when you have to make those tough decisions in the workforce and in life. Critical thinking skills allows an individual to better analyze a situation and be more prepared to critique events and situations that occur around them. These events could be as small as figuring out whether a friend is lying to you, or as big as reasoning the logics of governance and politics around the world and in your country. You are a product that either proves you work or you do not work. You affect an employer's decision or whether or not to hire you. Your degree is proof that you as the product work. As a college degree, even if you are unemployed, you remain marketable for employment. An engineer with a degree is far more marketable than someone who knows how to fix things really well. Because situations in the workforce change rapidly, individuals without a college degree, a college education, would never be able to grab any opportunities that these changes present. Getting a college education provides flexibility because it is a starting point. It is easier for someone with a college degree to switch careers. It is easy to go from one passion to another, as a college degree works as a propellant into many fields. Years after years, people talk about Bill Gates, Harvard University dropout, worth $54 billion, Microsoft, Larry Ellison, University of Chicago dropout, worth $28 billion, or Oracle, Amancio Ortega, no higher education, worth $25 billion, Sarah, Inditex. However, it is easy to see how much more these men could have been had they completed their college education. It is likely that they would have been among the few to achieve self-actualization. by or before middle age, if they granted themselves the treasure of going through the all-important process of higher learning. The value of something revolves around what you've done to proclaim that goal. One of the greatest ironies in life: in order to have peace of mind, one must maintain an active mind. The process one must go through to obtain a college degree is one that sharpens the ability to optimize the use of the mind, not just on the job, but also in the responsibility of life. Thank you.
Thank you to Dylan Wilson of the Cedar Bridge Academy. From the Barclay Institute, we have Marcus Henschke. Ladies and gentlemen, pardon me. Number 6, we have from the Mount St. Agnes, Evan Mosley.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody? Good? All right. Education is a key factor in life that provides limitless opportunities. Over the centuries, history has been filled with numerous occasions where education has been detrimental to civilization. Considering that society is constantly changing, there is always something new to learn. Bearing in mind that there are so many things in the world to study, it takes extensive effort to educate an individual in hopes of them becoming prepared as possible to fit into this new and changing world. This is the reason that higher education is needed for the highly ambitious. Higher education holds value not only in increasing the chances of attaining a job, it trains a person consistently to strive for improvement. Now, according to a study by the National Center for Education Statistics, the unemployment rate of people whose highest form of education, being a high school diploma, was 17.5%. To put this into perspective, if you were put into a room of 20 people with only a high school education, around 4 people would be jobless. This means that the individuals could have families to support, potentially putting more pressure and stress on them to provide for the ones they love. Now, contrary, to the opinion that challenges are bad, challenges are actually guidelines that lead to improvement. This is something that higher education encourages. Whether it be attaining good grades in high school in the hopes of being accepted into a respectable university, or striving to get a degree from an institution, education is constantly pushing an individual to do better. Studying at a higher level education is tough, and it takes a lot of effort. This implants a work ethic into someone who is motivated to help achieve their goals. There are standards in life that are expected of people to achieve daily in order to reach their full potential. This is instilled in the education system, so when people are integrated into society, they will not be completely rattled by the challenges they are faced in life. I would like to share a quote by Sidney J. Harris. "The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows." This quote relates to how education can help make connections with people around the world through personal development. By being open to new things through learning, an individual is able to develop the perspective which can open their eyes to a whole new realm. For example, when people study education abroad, they most likely go to an institution to take classes. This is where people may network and build relationships with humans of all shapes, sizes, color, height, gender, culture, religion, and any other characteristic you could think of to describe a human being. Now, meeting new people allows a person to learn about different cultures, refining their viewpoint on matters that they may not have been aware of. Through developing a rapport with unique individual people, it becomes easier to build relationships. These relations could have the potential of being future business connections or job opportunities. This is vital because in today's state of the economy, taking any opportunity can be a leading factor toward building a career. Now, having a college degree doesn't mean that there will always be a job available for a person, which is currently seen through the contemporary problem of graduates that are unemployed. What a college degree will do is that it will increase the chances of an individual finding employment. If somebody wants to get into a specific career field, A higher degree will increase a person's chances of getting the job. Now, receiving a college degree does not just stand as a piece of paper that may be added to a person's resume. It stands as an achievement of what was learned and the time and dedication that it took to achieve it. No matter how tough a challenge may be, there is always a solution. It is up to you as a human on God's green earth to decide whether you will fix the problem or prolong it. That is why higher education not only stands to increase a person's chance of employment, but it teaches individuals the value of hard work along with the ability to improve themselves in their daily lives. Thank you and enjoy your evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Evan Mosley, the Mount St. Agnes.